Well, I'm here to review the Military Armament Corporation's MAC 1014 Benelli M4 clone. It's a Turkish clone. The shotgun's very, very good, and it's very closely copied from the Benelli M4. And the most amazing part is the price point. The price point, this is about 1/5 the price of a Benelli M4. And the Benelli M4 is a great shotgun, but this thing is amazing. I've had it for maybe 4 months. I've shot it 3 or 4 times at the range. I'm very, very happy with it. I'm just going to go over it, hit some highlights, and if anybody's on the fence thinking about getting a home self-defense shotgun, but they don't want to spend $2,100 or more on a Benelli M4, then this is something you really need to look at. Okay. So this can shoot 2 3/4 and 3-inch 12 gauge shotgun shells. All right, this is the bolt right here, and it had the magazine tube is right here. This tube right here. This is the main barrel. Here's your grip. This model comes with a rubberized pistol grip, and the safety is right here. It's got a larger size to release the safety and then to make it ready to shoot, and then a smaller side to put the safety back on. I don't know if you can see that. This right here is bigger on this side as compared to the other side. And let's see here. So this is important to say, this is gas operated. It's got a twin piston gas operated system in it like the Benelli M4. This allows the shotgun to run better with a wider variety of loads of rounds because the gas is helping to work the action of the shotgun. This is the bolt release. And then we hit this button here and we can lock the bolt back. So again, this bolt is moving back and forth by 2 pistons inside here that are using gas. When you fire a round, that gas, instead of all going out the front of the shotgun and being lost and pushing the rounds out, the shot or the slugs or whatever, some of that gas is cycling the action, which helps to, as I said, use a variety of rounds, maybe less powerful rounds, cycle more reliably with a shotgun that might be set up to more want to use heavier, more powerful rounds. So let's go through some stuff here. This shoots 2 3/4 or 3-inch shotgun shells, 12 gauge as I mentioned. The 2 3/4 length shells, this is set up as a 5+1. So 5 in the magazine tube, 5 in this tube, plus 1 in the chamber. Right here you can see it's crimped. It's crimped there. If you change this over, you can get 2 more in there. So it comes this way, unfortunately, but you can get a different end on here and get 7+1. And you can also do something called ghost loading with this gun. So let's say we put 5 in the magazine tube, 1 in the chamber, that's 6, so 5+1. You can also add another round down right on top of this metal bracket. It's called I believe it's called a lifter. You put one down there, and you can't pull the bolt all the way back when you do it, but you pull the bolt most of the way back, stuff another round down there after you fill the magazine tube, and then put 1 into the chamber, then close the bolt. Then when you fire, you'll be able to fire the one that's in the chamber, the one that was on the lifter, plus all 5 that are in the tube. So instead of 5+1, you'll get 5+2. All right, so this has a fixed stock on it. Some of them come with adjustable stocks. Some variations you can get stainless steel. This is blued steel. And some actually, there's also a variant that comes with a walnut stock, which looks really nice with the wood, called AKA the wood furniture of the gun. And this has a ghost ring sighting system. You can see right here in the back. So it's like a round notch that you look through and a bead sight up front. It's called a ghost ring sighting system. and it's adjustable side to side or for windage in the front, and adjustable up and down and side to side in the back. So that's really nice. And the pistol grip right here really helps you to pull the shotgun stock into your shoulder. As you sight it, it gets you. It's really nice to pull in there. And if you've never shot a shotgun before, especially with a 12 gauge, depending on what kind of round you're shooting, it has a fair amount of recoil. Some more than others. It depends on the action. Again, this is a semi-automatic, so this is going to use some of the gas, and it also has a spring in the bolt that comes back and everything. So this is going to use some of the recoil energy to cycle the shotgun. That's going to make the felt recoil of this shotgun a little bit less than if, say, you're using a pump shotgun or you're using an over and under or side-by-side shotgun. It's going to use some of that recoil energy, so it's going to actually feel better than less felt recoil than, say, a pump shotgun would. Because a pump shotgun, once you load the round and you cycle forward to pull the shell into the chamber, it locks in that position until you fire it. Then it releases again to get the old shell out and bring another one in. Once it's locked, any recoil you have from that round, you're going to feel it. The only thing that's going to make it feel a little bit less is if you have a heavy shotgun. A heavier weighted shotgun will have less felt recoil. A light one is going to kick pretty hard. And the higher the gauge, or the higher the gauge, what I mean by that is the more powerful the gauge. And gauges in shotguns are the opposite. Higher gauge doesn't mean a higher number. It actually means a lower number. Shotgun gauge is determined by how many round lead balls that will just fit in the size barrel here will equal 1 pound of lead. In a 12 gauge, 12 round lead balls will equal 1 pound. A 20 gauge, it takes 20 because that barrel's a little smaller. 28 gauge takes 28, a 16 takes 16. The one exception shotgun out there is the 410, which is .410, which is 0.41 inches is the diameter of that barrel. But that's how the gauge system works. So a 10 gauge would be more powerful than a 12 gauge. 12 gauge is the most popular. 20 gauge is probably the next most popular. And then it's going to be maybe 410. There's not too many people shooting 16 gauge and 28 gauge and 10 gauge. They're out there, but they're kind of on the rare side. Okay, let's see here. There's a lot of things you can upgrade on this shotgun. Let me see. It's got a place for sling up front. In the front here, a sling adapter here, and in the back, it's got one on each side of the stock, which is nice if you're going to use a sling for it. Let's see here. The charge handle. Some people say take this little piece, this rubber knob off. It comes with a rubber knob. Here's your charging handle. I don't mind keeping the knob on there, but a lot of people will upgrade this knob, this charging handle, I should say, to something larger. And you probably should because it's pretty small. It's got a nice Picatinny rail on top, so you can add an optic really easily. If you're going to add a light, most people wouldn't add a light on the top. It might be on the side, so you may have to add something on the side of the shotgun here between these barrels. I like a Picatinny rail on the side to hold a light. The bolt release is right here, as I mentioned earlier. A lot of people like to upgrade this to a bigger bolt release, something that goes over top of the small one to make it easier, a larger surface area to hit and activate. I think I spoke about the magazine tube extension. This has a crimp on it right here. So if you take this piece off, which goes from here up, which slides over this tube, the magazine tube, put a different one in that doesn't have a crimp, it's going to give you the capacity to hold 2 more shells. Let's see here. So this does require a break-in period. So they say about 100 rounds of some high-powered shotgun shells. They say preferably shells that put out 1,350 feet per second or more. So some powerful slugs or some powerful double-aught buck. Double-aught buck are, it's like birdshot, but it's much bigger. It's like .33 caliber or something like that. They're pretty big. I don't have any right with me to show you right now. But that's what a lot of people use for self-defense. Home self-defense would be the double-aught buck or slugs. With slugs, you have to worry a little bit more about over-penetration, depending on where you live. If you live in a house that has thin walls, and let's say you live in a townhouse, you got somebody right next to you. If you shoot a 12-gauge slug in your house, and it's going to go through that wall, and even if it hits a stud, but if it doesn't hit a wooden stud, it's definitely going to go through that wall, through the drywall on the other side, on both, your side and the other side, and it could potentially be in the other house, and you could hurt or kill somebody. So you just have to think about over penetration. Double-aught buck would be probably safer. I've even have and considered using number 4 shot, which is even smaller than double-aught buck, which will have less penetration power, but will still do the job stopping an intruder. Number 4 is used more for like turkey hunting. Okay, so upgrades, I think I mentioned some. The magazine tube extension. You can get a tactical buttstock if you want that allows you to change the length of, they call it the length of pull, which is, how far the stock goes in and out. An oversized charging handle, bigger lever for the bolt release. Of course, you can put a sling on. So people also put side saddles on. So side saddles go on the side of the shotgun and can hold extra rounds, so you can reload some if you want that. And then, of course, I mentioned putting the light on. I recommend, especially for home self-defense, I definitely recommend having a light on the shotgun so you can turn it on if you need to and look at your target before you decide to pull the trigger. And then optics are all the rage now, especially for pistols and also for rifles. But there are optics out there for shotguns as well, red dots, green dots, and they definitely help. I don't know if it's quite as necessary for a home self-defense shotgun because the distances are fairly short, maybe up to 7 or 10 feet. You might have to engage somebody in your house. But optics are out there, and they're a good thing. So again, I highly recommend this. Military Armament Corporation's MAC 1014. It's the Benelli M4 clone. It's about 1/5 of the price. This costed me about like $400. I've seen online where some people have gotten these things for like $350, $360, which is pretty amazing, incredible shotgun for the price. You're getting a lot of shotgun for the money. So I'm going to have some more videos of this thing. I'm going to do some upgrades. I'm going to put a light on it. I'm going to put a larger bolt handle on it, and I don't know if I'm going to do an optic, but I'm definitely going to put a sling on it as well. So I have some more stuff coming. For those of you that don't know much about shotguns, I've got something here called snap caps. Snap caps are roughly the size of ammunition, but they're not real. They're inert. And these are 12-gauge snap caps. I just want to show people how you would load a shotgun in case you don't know. So what you would do, you take the shotgun, release the bolt, and then this carrier, you push this in and get access to your magazine tube, and there's something called a follower right in there. And this actually comes with a metal follower, which is really nice. You push your round in, go up, and it'll click, and now it holds the round. Go up and click again, and you put as whatever it can hold, or however many you want to load. There's 3 right there. And then you would work the action. In this case, I'm going to drop a shell down into here. I'm going to pull my bolt back, let it go. And if you saw a brief flash of blue in there, you would have seen that it's in there. And I can show you that because when I pull it out, there it is. So it loaded in, and then you would be ready to shoot the weapon after you took the safety off. So again, this is the Military Armament Corporation's MAC 1014 and Benelli M4 clone for 1/5 of the price. Really nice shotgun, super nice. And also didn't mention a lot of the accessories that you can get for the Benelli M4, and that's been around for a while, will also fit this shotgun. So majority of that they'll be interchangeable. So if you want to get something that's for the Benelli M4, it should also fit the shotgun as well. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to do some more on this shotgun. It's pretty amazing. I mean, I was literally shopping for a Benelli M4 in my local gun store, and the guy told me about this. I started looking at it, comparing it to the weight, and everything I could compare side to side with the Benelli. And I was like, I got to try it. For this price point, I need to try it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Like it, subscribe if you like, and I'll try to get some more content out within a week. And I've got to order some accessories before I can put them on the shotgun. I don't have any right now. So, all right. Happy shooting. Be safe. Goodbye.